OnePlus Turbo 6 has officially landed, and it is making a deafening statement in the 2026 mid-range market. In an era where smartphone innovation often feels stagnant, incremental camera bumps here, a slightly brighter screen there, OnePlus has decided to tackle the one pain point that affects absolutely everyone: battery life. By cramming a massive 9,000 mAh silicon carbon battery into a chassis that remains surprisingly sleek, the Turbo 6 isn't just a new phone, it's a potential paradigm shift for power users and gamers. But does this battery miracle come at a cost? Let's dive deep into the review. Design and build quality. When you hear 9,000 mAh battery, you likely imagine a rugged, brick-like device that requires a belt clip to carry. This is where the OnePlus Turbo 6 pulls off its first magic trick. Through the use of high-density silicon carbon battery technology, OnePlus has managed to keep the device at a respectable 8.5 millimeters thickness and a weight of 217 grams. While it is slightly heavier than the average 5,000 mAh phone, it feels reassuringly solid rather than burdensome. The design language leans towards futuristic industrial, available in colorways like Lone Black, Mint, and a striking light chaser silver. The camera module melts into the frame, reminiscent of previous A-series designs, but with sharper edges. Most impressively, OnePlus has not skimped on durability. The Turbo 6 boasts an IP68/IP69K rating, meaning it is not only submersible but also resistant to high-pressure, high-temperature water jets, a durability standard rarely seen outside of dedicated rugged phones. Display. The screen is clearly built with one demographic in mind: gamers. The Turbo 6 sports a flat 6.78-inch BOE AMOLED display with a 1.5K resolution, 1272 by 2772 pixels. The visuals are crisp, with deep blacks and punchy colors supported by HDR Vivid. However, the headline feature here is the 165 Hz refresh rate. While most flagships cap at 120 Hz, the extra fluidity on the Turbo 6 makes fast-paced titles like Call of Duty, Warzone Mobile, or Brawl Stars look incredibly smooth. Touch sampling is instant, and the panel is bright enough for outdoor use, peaking at 1,800 nits. OnePlus has also included 3,840 Hz PWM dimming, a crucial feature for protecting your eyes from strain during late-night gaming sessions. Performance and hardware. Under the hood, the OnePlus Turbo 6 is powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 4nm. The S suffix indicates a slightly detuned version of the flagship 8 Gen 4, prioritizing power efficiency over raw peak performance. Do not let that fool you. This chipset is still a beast. In benchmark tests, it scores dangerously close to last year's premium flagships, handling multitasking and heavy apps with zero stutter. Backed by LPDDR5X RAM, up to 16 GB, and UFS 4.1 storage, the phone flies. The thermal management is equally impressive. A large vapor chamber cooling system ensures that even when pushing the 165 Hz screen to its limits, the phone remains cool to the touch. It is a performance-first machine that knows its audience perfectly. Camera, photo, and video. If there is an Achilles heel to this device, it is undoubtedly the camera system. To achieve the aggressive price point and fit that massive battery, OnePlus had to cut costs somewhere, and photography took the hit. The rear setup consists of a 50MP primary sensor with OIS and a 2MP secondary sensor. Yes, you read that right. There is no ultra-wide lens and no telephoto lens. The 2MP sensor is largely decorative, likely for depth or macro, leaving you with essentially a single-camera phone. That said, the main 50MP shooter is actually quite competent. Images in daylight are sharp, with excellent dynamic range thanks to the Snapdragon Image Signal Processor, ISP. Low-light performance is decent, aided by OIS. Video recording caps at 4K at 60 FPS and is stable. But if you love taking wide landscape shots or zooming in at concerts, this phone will leave you wanting more. Battery and charging. This is the piece de resistance. The 9,000 mAh battery is, frankly, ridiculous in the best way possible. In real-world usage, This translates to true 2-day battery life for heavy users. For lighter users, stretching to 3 days is entirely plausible. You can navigate with GPS for hours, play games, and stream movies, and still finish the day with 40% left. It completely eliminates range anxiety. Despite the massive capacity, charging is not a sluggish affair. The 80W SuperVOOC wired charging can top up the massive cell reasonably fast, though naturally longer than a 5,000 mAh battery. A unique and highly underrated feature is the 27W reverse wired charging. This effectively turns your OnePlus Turbo 6 into a high-speed power bank, allowing you to fast charge a friend's dying iPhone or your own wireless earbuds via a USB-C cable. Software and additional features. The device ships with Android 16 layered with OxygenOS 16 global markets. The software experience is clean, bloat-free, and highly customizable. OnePlus has optimized the HyperBoost gaming engine to work seamlessly with the new hardware, prioritizing frame stability. Additional features include a snappy in-display optical fingerprint scanner, incredibly loud dual stereo speakers, Wi-Fi 7, and an IR blaster, a handy tool that lets you control your TV or AC with your phone. Who is this phone for? The OnePlus Turbo 6 is not a generalist. It is a specialist. Ideally suited for mobile gamers, delivery drivers, Gojek/Grab, travelers, and students who are away from charging points all day. If you value screen-on time above all else, this is your holy grail. Not suited for photography enthusiasts, vloggers, or users who prefer compact, lightweight phones. The lack of an ultra-wide camera is a significant omission for creative users. Comparison versus competitors. At its price point, Euro 280/IDR 6.000.000, its main rivals are the Redmi Turbo 4 Pro and the iQOO Z9 Turbo. Versus Redmi Turbo 4 Pro. The Redmi usually offers a more versatile camera setup, often including an ultra-wide and a slightly faster processor, Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. However, its battery typically caps around 6,000 to 7,500 mAh. The OnePlus wins purely on endurance and durability. IP69K versus IP6468. Versus iQOO Z9 Turbo. iQOO often matches the 144Hz per 165Hz gaming appeal but rarely reaches the 9,000 mAh territory. OnePlus offers a better software experience, OxygenOS versus FuntOS, and a more premium build quality. Conclusion. The OnePlus Turbo 6 is a bold experiment that pays off. It sacrifices camera versatility to deliver a user experience defined by raw power and endless battery life. For the millions of users who are tired of charging their phones twice a day, the Turbo 6 isn't just a good option, it's the only option that matters.